Tottenham Hotspur have decided to sack Thomas Frank. The manager merry-go-round continues in the EPL. Welcome to the Soccer Huddle. This is your boy Mojere. Yeah, vandaag, this afternoon or this morning, wherever time were you watching from or wherever time it was going, we've heard news from the official Tottenham Hotspurs website that they've decided to sack Thomas Frank. Look, it was inevitable. It was unavoidable. We could all see where this was going, and you know what? Honestly speaking, I feel sorry for Thomas. Look, 8 months ago, it looked like a good decision. It looked like a good appointment when he came from Brentford, stepping up into Tottenham. As you can see, Morocco High go Brentford on now. It looked like a good idea. The bottom with Xavi Simons, the Bolimbo, Kolomwani would tell, and you thought, maybe Spurs are onto something. Maybe they needed a fresh head with fresh ideas, especially after Stanza Eng. And in the beginning, it looked like it was working. In the beginning, they were getting wins, and people were like, yeah. I remember they were comparing him to a former Manchester United manager. Win, whereas Thomas can get wins. And then from that on, he got stuck with injuries, and from that on, it went downhill. Look, I feel sorry for him because you look at him, you look at even Ange Postecoglou. I think Lena, towards his tenure, the end of his tenure go Spurs, I think also had almost a similar problem where all his senior players were injured. Like, I don't know, maybe Spurs needs to look into their medical department or whoever is in charge of their physio, that why are so many of their players getting injured? You look at the last 4 or 5 games, you only had 3 senior players on the bench. 3 senior players on the bench. Like I know people these days will say, Mojere, those are excuses and excuses. As a manager, EPL team, you should know that you're going to get injured. Guys, yes, injuries happen. But you cannot foresee that they're going to happen. You cannot foresee that you're going to have half of your senior team, half of your team getting injured. You cannot foresee that. And these are just things that are happening in the game. And unfortunately, games these days are driven by results. Unfortunately, the decision making or decision makers are driven. Well, look, the day when David Levy, is it David Levy or David or Danny Levy? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment. Decided to leave his post, go Tottenham. I thought maybe they're gonna come in, especially when Thomas Frank, the work that he's done, go Brentford. They're gonna say, okay, Thomas, we're gonna give you 2 years minimum and see what you can do for us. And I thought things were gonna change. And you look at how things pan out in the season with, like I said, injuries and all that. And sometimes if you look at the results of Spurs, they were just unlucky sometimes they were just unlucky, silly mistakes at the back, loss of concentration at the back. But I said, and I've said this before in my many videos, that confidence sometimes, or winning games, boosts confidence of players. And I think Spurs players did not have or did not show any confidence whatsoever. You look at the interview Romero did before the United game, where he said he feels so disappointed or shameful. I'm paraphrasing the team, the whole team or the board, that they did not go and get some players. Or their team is struggling. The amount of injuries that they have in their team, and they did not think or to bolster their squad in the January transfer market. But they bought them Gallagher one, which is one player, and they've lost about 8 players. But like as I said, man, today's games is driven by results, and if you don't get results, he leaves Spurs in 16th position, 29 points, and 3 points away from the relegation side. So after 25 games, he won 7 games, drew 8, and lost 11 games. Phew. I mean, you look at his stats overall. He played 38 games, 13 wins, 11 draws, and 14 wins. He had a winning percentage of 34%. So, yeah, for a Spurs team that some people don't think it's in the traditional 6 or traditional big 6, big 5. I don't know. Like, let me know what you think, guys, of what you make of Thomas's sacking. Were you also not surprised like me? because I saw it. So we, like, also, wait, what's your reaction to that? What? And also, while we're there, who are now then running content on the number one contender to take on the job? Obviously, Pochettino's always said that he would love to come back to Spurs, but now you look at it, Oko teaming is coaching. Is it Canada or Jamaica? And they're going to the World Cup. So it will be very difficult to get them out. Let me just. Yeah, I think he's coaching a national team that is in the World Cup. I'm just gonna double check for you. Yes, he's coaching the USA. So they're going to. There's no way he's gonna leave it. So if it were to be him, it will have to be after the World Cup. So Spurs can be like Man United and say we put an interim manager and then we'll see everything else after. Yeah. So let me know also what you would think. Do we have any Spurs fans in the house? What did you make of sacking Thomas? Was he not given enough time? Was he not given the right materials? Was he not given the right players? What went wrong in his stint to go Tottenham Hotspur? And Zaka, just share the video, show to your people, share, leave a comment, and until we meet again, we are here. We discuss. We are fans. We are not supporters. We are not professional analysts, or if there's a word of professional, but we are just fans that love this beautiful game, that follow this beautiful game. And again, I say, Asuna Mudimu, it's just my opinion. I'm just an ordinary guy having to discuss the beautiful thing that we all love and we all follow. Until we meet again, remember, prevention is better than cure. Don't risk it unless it's worth it.